Good afternoon and welcome to Solent Sports News. I'm George Rees-Julian and here are your latest headlines. The Gold Cup has just about got underway over in Cheltenham and we've sent two of our finest reporters, Cameron Anderson-Jones and Fraser Day, to Cheltenham. But before we get to speak to them, let's have a little look at what they've been up to so far.
Good morning, it's Horsey's Day.
Right, meal deal review. So, not the best choice. We stopped at a Tesco petrol station. It's probably two of the most boring sandwiches you'll ever see. I've got ham. Cam's got ham and cheese with no mayo. And I've gone for the classic Pepsi Max. Cam's got a nice Brazil cafe latte, hand roasted. Someone's got to drive. Arabica beans, whatever the hell that is. Then crisps. We've gone for. He's gone for some knickknacks, some nice and spicy grab bag. I've got myself some chili eat way Doritos, and then obviously got ourselves a couple of bottles of the old Copperberg Special because well, we ain't gonna get through this now on our own, are we? So.
We're here at Cheltenham Festival for the final day, Gold Cup day, Brave Man's Game, Galopin de Champ, Appletar. Everyone will be here today watching the Gold Cup, and we've gone to speak to a couple of fans to see what they think ahead of the big day. Hello, speak to us. How you doing?
Fine, thank you, mate. How you doing?
Who do you think ahead of the Gold Cup?
I'm really hoping GDC, but Milenda Indo each way will be fun.
Yeah, not Galopin de Champ?
No, GDC, Galopin de Champ. Yeah.
Appletar?
No.
No.
Form's rubbish. Rachel Blackmore's a fraud. We'll see how she gets on. She'll fall off on the first, it's fine.
How much have you got on him? Come on.
Probably more than I care to admit, but we'll move past that. Thank you very much.
Have a good day, mate. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Free for a word?
Say it, yeah.
Free for a word. So the Gold Cup today, who are you thinking?
Who's in it?
Galopin de Champ, Appletar, Brave Man's Game?
I was probably going to back Rachel.
Right, on Appletar?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Big fan.
How much have you got? Any so far?
No, nothing to base that on. No.
Just gut?
Just got.
Plenty of gut. Come on, come over. Oh, he doesn't want it.
He's a bit shy.
Looking forward to today?
Yeah, mate, great day, yeah. On the beers, loving it, so yeah, happy days.
Who's your money on? Gold Cup, come on.
I'll be honest, mate, I ain't got a clue.
You ain't got a clue?
I am here for the beer, and that's about it.
Here with the boys for a good day?
With the boys, yeah, we're all from Oxford, loads of us from Marston and Oxford, yeah. Oh yeah, whole fair play, yeah. So yeah, we're all Marston Saints boys, yeah, we're all on the beer, all catching up.
Just for a good time?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right then, mate, have a good one.
I do, ta-da.
So it's Mike's stag do, and he's getting married in June. He's going to be my son-in-law, so he's going to be on his best behaviour today. I'm sure not, but we're all out for a really good time. So there's going to be 39 jockeys of various shapes and sizes, and one horse, Mike, who's a big lad, so he's going to be a big horse. So the challenge is to get Ian.
He isn't one of them, is he? There's a couple of boys coming down now.
These will be
Here they come.
Yes, here we go.
Let's see what they've got to say. Who's the horse racing professional out of you all?
Gentlemen, how are you?
I'm not too bad.
I hear you're the horse racing professional.
I am indeed, yeah. Got a half one.
Are you
It's going to be a tough race, but I think I might win, so.
Who's your money on in the Gold Cup? Come on.
The Gold Cup, myself.
you are the horse.
I'm the horse.
Have a good day, boys.
So we just walked a mile and a half from Cheltenham Racecourse down to the local William Hill, slightly rough. And we're going to go put some bets on, aren't we?
Yeah, the roughest William Hill, it must be said. We're going to go put a few bets on, see if it comes in. Gold Cup, feeling lucky today, but we'll have to see after 3:30. Cheers. Here we have it then, our first bets and only bet of the Gold Cup today. I've got Conflated each way, and Fraser, you've got?
I've got Eldorado Allen, a little festival I'm going to in the summer, Eldorado, so it was rude not to. Pretty good odds, so...
We're feeling quite lucky. We'll have to see at the end of the 3:30. Come watch with us. We'll be at the pub at 3:30, going live, and you can see it all there.
Well, the Gold Cup should be coming to a close now. We can go straight across to Cam, who I believe joins us from a pub in Cheltenham.
Yes, we're here at the pub in Cheltenham, the Spectrum actually, and it's getting really down to crunch time now. Honestly, only a couple more hurdles left to be taken. It's really heating up. Ahoy Senior currently in the lead, and Gallop on the Shop, the favourite. As you would have been able to hear that now, Ahoy Senior from the lead has just fell at one of the final hurdles. Gallop on the Shop and a few others have been affected. Applatar at the very back, who's the second favourite in this race, getting down to crunch time. The atmosphere in this pub has been amazing, George. There's a few of them at the front, and Fraser's horse is still in the mix, so is Conflated, so I'm very happy about that. Gallop on to Champ now into fifth, and it's coming down to crunch time. Getting really rowdy at the front. At the front. We'll have a look at the TV screen now if you can't. Atmosphere is getting electric in here. At the very front, we have Protectorat. We've got Gallop on the Champ. We've got Brave Man's Game, who Adam Oliver has in a bet. Doesn't look good for a few of them, but Gallop on the Champ is now coming through. Coming down to the final few now. You can really see the jockeys hustling. We'll get a few reactions just after the race here. All of the boys and girls crowded around this one TV screen. Here we have it then. It's a drag race. Gallop on the Champ not being rode on yet. Paul Townsend, a mature ride. You'll see him in a minute. Give it full welly. Here goes Gallop on the Champ. Going to the line. He's still not hustling. It's a two-horse race between Brave Man's Game and Gallop on the Champ. Conflated in the background. Here comes Gallop on the Champ. Everybody is going for it now. Coming to the line. It's an experienced ride by Paul Townsend, arguably the best jockey in racing so far. He romps home to claim first place. Gallop on the Champ, the odds-on favourite. Braves Man Game in second. Conflated in third. Let's see if we can have a word with these boys here. Boys, did you have Gallop on the Champ?
We did.
Yeah?
Fantastic result.
How much did you win?
I'm happy. I'm going to get me suit measured.
It's absolute limbs in here. Beer all on the ground. I can tell you it was £6 for us, so that's at least 3 of it gone there. Absolutely unreal scenes here in Cheltenham. It's been an absolute blast today. So many people happy. Odds-on favourite. Not a very good day for the bookies at all. George, I don't know if any of you guys had a bet. Mine came third. I don't even know where Fraser's came. Adam had second in the race. We're headed back to you now.
Well, I know our horse racing writer, George Venn, will be very happy with that. He's won quite a few quid today. But moving on to football, and all 4 English clubs left in European competition have now discovered who they will face in the next round. In the Champions League, Manchester City will take on Bayern Munich, whilst Chelsea will go up against current champions Real Madrid. Manchester United will need to beat serial competition winners Sevilla if they are to reach the semi-finals of the Europa League, and West Ham have been drawn against Ghent in the Europa Conference League. Arsenal have re-signed former England international Jodie Taylor on a deal until the end of the season. The 36-year-old was the Lionesses' top goalscorer at Euro 2017 and joins following the end of her contract at NWSL side San Diego Wave. Taylor previously played for Arsenal in the 2016-17 season. And sticking with the Gunners, Arsenal are hoping to learn about an update regarding the fitness of their Japanese defender Takehiro Tomiyasu in the coming days. The 24-year-old was forced off early during their clash with Sporting CP last night and was also seen leaving the Emirates Stadium on crutches. Arsenal are next in action on Sunday when they welcome a managerless Crystal Palace, who sacked their manager Patrick Vieira this morning. The Frenchman was the only in charge of Palace for 21 months and leaves with the club sat in 12th, winless in 2023 and just 3 points above the relegation zone. Palace chairman Steve Parish has released the following statement. It's with enormous regret that this difficult decision has been made. Ultimately, results in recent months have placed us in a precarious league position, and we felt a necessary change would give us the best chance of retaining our Premier League status. The weekend's Premier League fixtures kick off tonight as Nottingham Forest host Newcastle United. Just 2 points off the bottom 3, Forest could jump up to 12th with a win tonight, whilst Eddie Howe's Newcastle are still chasing the top 4. but Forest could be without their top goalscorer Brennan Johnson, according to manager Steve Cooper.
Tells you something, but also you have to treat the player. So it's unlikely that Brennan will be involved in the weekend, but there's a small chance, so we want to give him every chance to see if he's available. If he is, then great. We'll try and use him. If not, then yeah, it's just one of them things.
Mark Kelman is one of the most successful racers in British motorsport history and is now hoping to transition into a fruitful career as a coach. We sent our motorsport correspondent Connor Minnis to Aldershot to chat to Callum Kelman, who is hoping to follow in his father's footsteps.
Aldershot Raceway played host to the first world qualifying rounds for the 2-litre National Hot Rods and the Rough and Ready Superstocks. There are 5 world qualifying rounds leading up to the grand final in the Netherlands in August, and the top 5 drivers in every race score points, and the drivers who have the most after the qualifying rounds will get the opportunity to compete in the world final. The Superstocks are race cars built from the ground up and engineered to push and smash their way to the front of the field by any means possible. The first across the line wins. The heart of the beast is a 2-litre inline-4 Ford engine, allowing the Superstocks to get from 0 to 60 faster than 90% of the modern supercars. Callum Kelman is a 16-year-old from Alton who had his first big weekend racing in the Superstocks last Sunday at Aldershot.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was brilliant. So every moment it was action-packed, non-stop. You were on the ball 100% of the time. You couldn't take your eyes or stop thinking or take a moment to slow down.
Kelman races under the 22 number and takes lots of coaching and inspiration from his dad, one of the most successful Superstock drivers in history, Mark Kelman.
Since I was young, I've always wanted to do a Superstock because it's what my dad used to do, and so yeah, watching him do it when I was young drove me to want to race.
Callum has also had his fair share of success on the ovals, winning the East Anglican National Gold Cup and the International Rookie of the Year award in the Mini Super 2s, which is identical to the Superstocks Championship, but for drivers under the age of 16. One big bump in the road for Kelman, however, was when his parents got divorced and the racing was put on the back burner.
And then my parents got divorced, so I came away from racing until I was 14, which I got back in because I always had a drive and a passion for racing.
But his passion and drive to get back behind the wheel of a race car led him back to the UK's short ovals. Kelman travels to Southampton in 2 weeks to do it all over again for those crucial World Championship points.
Owen Farrell has been restored to the England starting lineup ahead of their final Six Nations match against Ireland tomorrow. Ireland are coached by Owen Farrell's father Andy and are currently ranked #1 in the world, just 1 win away from clinching their first Grand Slam title since 2018. Henry Arundale also starts for England in his full Test debut, and head coach Steve Borthwick has been full of praise for the young fullback.
I think he's a young player with an enormous future in front of him. I think it's really important that I think he's the right player to play in this game. I think we've seen glimpses of him. Unfortunately, for the first half of this season, he's not played an awful lot of rugby due to injury. But seeing what he's producing in training, I think he's an incredibly exciting player.
Wales #8, Taulupe Faletau, is set to earn his 100th cap tomorrow against France. Now that's a game that could have a lot of effect on both ends of the Six Nations table, and there's no man better at Solent Sports News to tell us about that game than Barnaby Page. Barnaby, you join me now. France could still win the Six Nations with a win tomorrow. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, they need a bit of the luck of the Irish for this one. They need a win tomorrow, as well as hoping that England beat Ireland in Dublin. On top of that, they also need other things to go their way as well. Another team that needs things to go their way is Wales, who need Italy to lose tomorrow to Scotland if they want any chance of not winning the wooden spoon. They're currently 2 points worse off in the points difference than Italy, but they're 4 points better off. So hopefully there's no points. Italy do not earn any points in tomorrow's game.
Thanks for that, Barney. All 3 of the Six Nations games take place tomorrow. Now, it's not just journalism we do here at Solent. Our very own Tom Reed was supposed to take part in a jiu-jitsu tournament on the weekend, but that's no longer the case.
So currently I'm training for a jiu-jitsu tournament that is happening next weekend in Brighton. It'll be the 3rd time I've competed now, 1st time at blue belt. And I'm going to be competing at lightweight, which is the first time I've been competing there as well. Normally I've competed at middleweight, so I've had to cut weight for this one. I started cutting the weight about 3-4 weeks ago now, and I was 76 kilos, and I need to get down to 73.5 kilos. I've basically just been doing that through cutting calories, counting my calories, and of course training helps with that a lot as well, because you burn a lot of calories doing that. So cutting weight has gone well for me so far. Yeah, so the basic rules of jiu-jitsu are you're trying to submit your opponent with submission holds, so that can be various chokes, strangles, or arm locks and leg locks. Then you can also win by points as well, so you get things like 2 points for a takedown, 2 points for a sweep, which is where you reverse position from bottom to top, 3 points for a guard pass, which is when you get past their legs and control them, and then 4 points for mounting your opponent, which is when you get past their legs and mount their upper body, that's 4 points, and then back control, when you have control of their back, you get 4 points for that as well, so you can win by points in that way. And then if you don't win by points, it just goes to a referee's decision, so the referee decides who he thinks won the match. So I'm competing in the 2 events that are offered, so there's a gi event, which is where you wear the kimono or the gi, and then there's also no gi, which is where you just compete in rash guard and shorts essentially. They are slightly different, the rules are slightly different for the gi and the no gi, around certain locks that you can try.
Come on, Tom, you got training to do.
Yeah, unfortunately, mate, I popped my knee tonight, and yeah, I cannot be competing at the upcoming competition, unfortunately, because it's pretty mangled and pretty painful. That's knee brace.
I've had to pull out. Yeah, I was how it happened with my knee. I was doing wrestling training, and it wasn't really a takedown or anything taking down me. It just like buckled and popped. I had it pop, and it swelled up quite quickly, quite badly as well. I was ended up limping off the mats at the end of the night, so can't really move it around much. And yeah, definitely won't be able to compete with it.
Now, I never thought a knee injury would keep Tom out of action, but on to tennis now, and Great Britain have named an unchanged squad to face France in their Billie Jean King Cup qualifier. They will be without Emma Raducanu, the British #1, who continues to be plagued by injury. Harriet Dart, Heather Watson, Katie Boulter, Alicia Barnett and Olivia Nichols will all aim to qualify for the tournament in Coventry from 14th and 15th of April. NBA Hall of Famer Michael Jordan is in serious talks to sell his majority stake in the NBA side Charlotte Hornets. Jordan bought his stake in the club for $275 million back in 2010, and Forbes now value the team at $1.7 billion. That's all from us for today, and you can read more about all of these stories on solentjournalism.co.uk. Thank you for watching.